Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for joining me on my art journaling channel. Today I want to show you my 12 days to Christmas Advent journal. Now, although this is not a very Christmassy journal, it is a Christmassy journal for me. I'm not a super Christmassy person, but I do love having a little Advent journal. So on the front I've got flaps, and every day I'm going to open a little door. There will be a prompt in there, and I've got 12 pages in the journal itself. So every day I've got some sort of idea or inspiration of what I'm going to do. I finished off my journal with these cute little charms that I made with shrink film and Marlene's beautiful stamps. All right, so day 3 of the journal is the prompt is stars. And I had this idea that I would use a girl on a tightrope in the stars. So I used a little die cut from Marlene's Golden Oldie Paper Elements book. And I also used one of Marlene's beautiful dies, and I cut that with gold glitter paper. So first off, I am starting by making a kind of an ombre or halo effect in the background, where it's going from light in the middle out to dark on the edges. And you'll see me every now and then I'm bringing my girl back into the page to check if she's going to sit right in the white spot, if I need to make it bigger, if I need to make it smaller. And I'm just going in back and forth with different kinds of blues just to blend the colors together. I wanted the blend to be really nice and smooth with no harsh lines. I did take out some white paint as well to do the blending with, but I did not end up using it. The blues were sufficient to make the blend nice and smooth. I'm using my Amsterdam acrylic paints. I really love these paints. They are thick and creamy, and they're very opaque. They're really nice to work with. They also don't take too long to dry, but they do take long enough to dry for me to do some blending. I'm just going back in with the light blue again because I smudged a little bit of darker blue in the center there, so I just wanted to cover it up. And now I'm doing a quick dry over the top, make sure that I'm happy with the way it looks. Then I'm going to go in with my white Amsterdam acrylic and an Art by Marlene starry stencil. I love the stencil because the stars are all wonky and wobbly, and they've got different sizes. They're not all perfectly the same size, and I really like that about the stencil. It didn't go all the way to the top and bottom, so I'm just using it to fill up the gaps there. Make sure I've got the whole page covered with stars. Then I put my girl back on top, and I decide that the white is a little bit too stark. So I decided to go over all those white stars with just a little bit of gold. This is a really cheap paint that I got from a local shop. I don't know what the brand is. It's not super opaque, but it did take the starkness of the white away a bit. And I was much happier with it when I was done with the gold. You'll see when I lift it that the stars are looking more starry now, not just white. At the bottom it was a little bit fiddly to find the right star in the right place again, but we got there in the end. All right, much happier with that. So I'm giving it a quick dry, and then I'm going to pop my girl back on again. And then I realized that the white or the light haze around her was not quite big enough. So I just went in again with some extra white, light blue paint to extend that. And now I'm just going around her with a dark grey alcohol pen. I really like doing this to all of my paper elements. I just feel like they've finished off a bit better and they stand up against the background more when I've got that tiny little bit of detail. Sticking her down with just ordinary white glue, and also I'm sticking down the die cut with my white glue. It was a little bit fiddly because it's quite small. Making sure all the lines are hanging down straight, sticking them down nicely. Then I thought I might do one at the top as well, but in the end I decided I'm just going to chop one of the stars off the die cut and pop it over her wand there. There was some of the stars sticking out, so I was just trimming it off with my craft knife. And then I went through my quote book and I found a quote that said, she gazed at the moon and counted the stars. I think that's what it says. And then I went around with a gold pen just to make sure that it doesn't look just stuck down, but that it actually belongs there. I'm also adding a little bit of gold detail into her dress. And then I start coloring in her dress and her shoes just to brighten up the colors already. So these elements are already colored in, and Marlene did a wonderful job of it. But sometimes I feel like it can just need a little bit more brightness. And who doesn't love a little bit of coloring in anyway? Then I'm going in with white gel pen, adding some details, darken up the edges of her dress a little bit more, and a white paint pen to add the little pearl details around her dress, the neck of her dress and her belt, and also in her head I decided she needed pearls. Now I'm going in with the black pen, just outlining some of the details on the stars. Later on I'll come in and do the eyes, but before that I decided the tightrope needed a little bit of shadow work, so it just doesn't look as flat and plonked on, but like they belong there, like there's a little bit of dimension behind it. Drying it off, going back in with the black pen. So this part is quite fiddly and actually quite relaxing. It's the part of the process where you can really get lost in adding the final details. Black, some highlights with white. And that's it. Now she's going back into the journal, into her forever home. I'm going to leave you with some close-ups. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. Bye.